The Committee of 300, often referred to as the Olympians, is a highly debated concept rooted in conspiracy theories. Allegedly, this secretive group wields immense power over global affairs, shaping economies, influencing wars, and manipulating political landscapes. Proponents of this theory claim that the committee consists of an elite assembly of influential individuals, including members of royal families, political leaders, financiers, and corporate magnates. They are said to orchestrate major world events, including those involving U.S. affairs, to maintain and expand their control over global systems. Origins and historical context. The origins of the Committee of 300 are steeped in mystery and speculative historical narratives. Some theorists trace its roots back to the British East India Company, a powerful trading enterprise from the 17th and 18th centuries. They argue that the company's vast wealth and influence laid the groundwork for a global cabal seeking absolute power. According to this theory, key figures from the British aristocracy and European banking dynasties formed a covert alliance, evolving into the modern version of the Committee of 300. However, historical records lack concrete evidence to validate these claims. The theory suggests that the committee's influence expanded through colonial conquests, control of global trade routes, and the establishment of international banking systems. Historical events such as the Opium Wars, the colonization of India, and the creation of global financial institutions are portrayed as orchestrated by this secret network. Structure and membership. The Committee of 300 is described as a hierarchical organization with a clearly defined power structure. At the top are the world's most influential families and dynasties, including notable banking and aristocratic lineages such as the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and various European royal houses. Membership is reportedly by invitation only, based on criteria such as wealth, political power, and influence over key industries. The group allegedly operates beyond national boundaries, directing its members through secretive meetings, think tanks, and policy-making organizations. Entities such as the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, and the Council on Foreign Relations are often cited as fronts for the committee's activities, though no verified link has ever been established. Alleged objectives and activities. The Committee of 300 is accused of pursuing a long-term agenda centered on global dominance and societal control. Its purported goals include establishing a one-world government, centralizing economic power, reducing population growth through covert measures, and controlling media narratives to manipulate public opinion. Proponents of the theory claim the group employs various strategies, including economic manipulation, psychological warfare, and covert military operations. They are said to engineer economic recessions, manipulate stock markets, and orchestrate political revolutions to destabilize regions and consolidate power. Major world conflicts, including both world wars, are framed as staged or prolonged by the committee to reshape geopolitical boundaries and entrench their dominance. Financial crises such as the Great Depression and the 2008 financial meltdown are similarly attributed to deliberate manipulation by this shadowy elite. Influence on the United States. The Committee of 300's alleged influence over U.S. affairs is a recurring theme in conspiracy narratives. Claims suggest that U.S. presidents, political leaders, and even entire administrations have been under the group's control. Key institutions, including the Federal Reserve System, major banking corporations, and the military-industrial complex, are purportedly tools used to maintain dominance. Some theorists argue that significant events in U.S. history, such as the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the Vietnam War, and the War on Terror, were orchestrated by the committee to serve its strategic interests. Additionally, the rise of surveillance programs and restrictive legislation is seen as part of a broader agenda to control and monitor populations. The publication of conspirators' hierarchy. The story of the Committee of 300 by former British intelligence officer Dr. John Coleman brought widespread attention to the theory. In the book, Coleman claims that the committee has been behind global narcotics trafficking, social engineering projects, and mass media propaganda campaigns. The alleged influence of the Committee of 300 extends beyond the U.S., encompassing Europe, Asia, and the developing world. Proponents argue that international organizations like the United Nations, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund operate under the committee's directives. Global trade agreements, international diplomacy, and military alliances are purportedly orchestrated to align with the committee's overarching goals. The rise of multinational corporations is also framed as a deliberate strategy to erode national sovereignty and concentrate economic power. Major tech companies, pharmaceutical giants, and financial conglomerates are considered extensions of the committee's influence. According to conspiracy theorists, the committee's reach extends to influencing cultural and social norms through control of media conglomerates and entertainment industries. Music, movies, and social media platforms are seen as tools for disseminating propaganda and shaping public consciousness. Media control is central to the alleged agenda of the Committee of 300. Proponents claim the group manipulates global narratives by controlling major news outlets, entertainment companies, and social media platforms. This control purportedly enables them to shape public opinion, suppress dissent, and advance their agenda through cultural and psychological influence. According to conspiracy theorists, popular culture, including music, films, and TV shows, is deliberately crafted to promote consumerism, distract the public from critical issues, and normalize controversial policies. Alleged tactics include subliminal messaging, fear-mongering news cycles, and disinformation campaigns. The entertainment industry is often cited as a vehicle for introducing symbols and themes linked to secret societies and occult rituals. Music videos, films, and live performances featuring cryptic symbols are interpreted as signals of hidden agendas and covert messaging. Mainstream historians, political analysts, and researchers dismiss the Committee of 300 as a baseless conspiracy theory lacking credible evidence. They argue that the concept relies on speculative interpretations of historical events, selective use of facts, and unverifiable sources. Skeptics assert that attributing complex global issues to a single, secretive organization oversimplifies international relations and economic systems. Experts point out that world affairs are influenced by a multitude of actors, including nation-states, international organizations, and social movements. The notion of an all-powerful group operating undetected in an age of media scrutiny and whistleblower revelations is seen as highly implausible. Moreover, the lack of documentary proof or verifiable accounts from credible sources further undermines the theory's legitimacy. Investigative journalists and scholars have repeatedly challenged the existence of the committee, emphasizing that its narrative often reflects broader anxieties about globalization, inequality, and political corruption. Despite widespread criticism, the idea of the Committee of 300 has persisted, fueled by books, documentaries, and online forums dedicated to conspiracy theories. Its narrative resonates with those seeking explanations for complex geopolitical and economic phenomena, particularly in times of crisis. Social media platforms have amplified these theories, blending historical events with speculative interpretations. Movies, TV shows, and novels exploring secret societies and shadow governments have further embedded the Committee of 300 in the popular imagination. The cultural fascination with hidden powers and secretive elites reflects broader societal concerns about transparency, accountability, and the influence of wealth and power. Theories about the committee serve as both a form of entertainment and a symbolic critique of perceived global inequities. The persistence of the Committee of 300 conspiracy theory can be attributed to psychological and social dynamics. Humans have a natural tendency to seek patterns and causal relationships, particularly in uncertain times. The concept of an all-powerful group controlling world affairs provides a simplistic and emotionally satisfying explanation for complex global events. Distrust in political institutions, corporate power, and media narratives also contributes to the belief in such theories. Historical examples of government secrecy, corporate malfeasance, and intelligence operations have created fertile ground for suspicion. The Committee of 300 remains a compelling, though widely discredited, conspiracy theory. While its existence lacks credible evidence, its narrative endures due to historical mistrust, societal anxieties, and the human desire for explanations in an increasingly interconnected and complex world, whether viewed as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power or as a fascinating cultural myth.